Good evening, everyone, and family. We appreciate you all being back with us for another week. First and foremost, I want to take a moment to thank Almighty God for allowing us to be here in good health and good spirit, and with another opportunity to build with you all and to build together. And to each of you joining us tonight, we do not take your time for granted, for we definitely realize there is a lot of other things that you all could be doing and a lot of other places you all could be, but you chose to be here with us, and for that we really appreciate it and thank you. Um, Before we get into anything operational, I did want to take just a few brief moments to ground us. We didn't have a chance to complete this last week, but there were a few things that I just wanted to kind of make sure we circle back on. And this is now our fourth week coming together like this, and while we've invested a good deal of time walking through what WABA actually is and why we believe in it, tonight I wanted to just slightly shift before we begin, and I wanted to talk about what it's actually going to take to move something like this forward, right? Because the truth is, opportunity doesn't always show up in ways that feel familiar to us. Sometimes it's going to require a slightly different approach, thinking a little differently, stepping into different places that we've never stepped before, and even considering things that we've never considered before. And that's where we are right now. WABA is presenting an opportunity to the Black community, not just to build something new, but to actually operate differently than we have ever done before. So going forward, our ask is for those of you whom have been with us up until this point, and to those of you who will join us in the future, the ask is to please be open to thinking a little differently, right? We want you to be open to trying something that may initially feel unfamiliar, but as we lean into something that has the potential to grow and connect, or to change how we connect and how we support each other and how we grow. Because again, what WABA is and what we're building here is not just about a platform. It is about creating a space where we believe and we begin to believe and move with a good deal more intention. We become much more aware of where we all are, and we begin to make deliberate choices about how we circulate our dollars in our community and how we can show up for one another. So this isn't just a moment that our community can stand alone. We're going to be standing together. We're building different habits where, our supporting one another isn't, occasional, but it's more consistent. The opportunity isn't hidden from us now. It's more shared. And, that's the kind of environment that's not going to be easy to create. We feel like this is going to take some conscious decision making from our people to try something new, to think differently, to move a little differently with purpose as it relates to one another. So, what we've been conditioned to doing for a very long time, what feels familiar, what we continue to do, these patterns have produced outcomes for our community that have completely been failed or been a complete failure. So now we have a choice as we continue to build and do something with one another. We can take one step together, even if it's a small one. We're moving in the right direction. And that's what this moment is about. Not necessarily perfection from the beginning, not having all the answers, but all of us being willing to approach things just a little differently. And because of that, and when that shift happens, as we begin to think differently, as we begin to move differently, everything else we believe will change. So tonight, as we continue building, refining, and moving forward, I humbly ask that we all stay open to that possibility, to that opportunity, and the idea that what we're doing here is not something new or if it's possible, but that it is already beginning. So we're going to go ahead and jump in. I want, if at all possible, Mr. Jackson, if you please would lead off with the tech updates,
Yeah.
and we'll go from there. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Garrick. So, I mean, really busy week. Uh, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Uh, shout out to Joe for being the only one testing. Really appreciate
Hey,
it.
we're one man. Yeah, we make a good team over here. Yeah,
If you did test, oh yeah, and Key at the end.
there you
Garrett,
go.
you got some catching up to do on that part. I know that you're in there because I saw your download, but we'll step that up going into the next phase. I would say to kind of lead off and round off those updates. I mean, we're pretty much at the final countdown, as it were. Really, in the last two builds of the 9 that I had iterated through. Really, those items were more user experience padding items, final touches that we're kind of working through. And I think ultimately, they can either be things that we just cut out immediately or just finish up within the next day or so. So I'm pretty confident that going into next week, we'll be pretty much just focusing on, submission. So from just a pure commit standpoint, I'm a little blown away when I ran the report. I mean, it's over almost 400 commits, 30 PRs. Usually we've done maybe like larger swaths of work as far as like file count, code line count, but as far as like tight, quick iteration, that's a lot. A lot of tokens, but just high level, we got audio rooms in there. That's working really well. Audio quality is coming through really solid. I think right now, probably what we want to look at is, okay, what other features do we want to include in there, as far as like other users creating rooms, or admins generating rooms for events, and things like that. um, Invitation system around that. All of our push notifications are wired up, so it's just real sexy, honestly. I will go ahead and share some changes that are still in progress,
Oh,
but we do need kind of some general kind of view. So I'll just load this up. So
this is the app you're pulling up.
this is the web.
Oh,
Re-
okay. Just want to make sure. Yeah.
no, thanks for grounding it. So we're rolling in. Still have the usage of the map in front. We don't have any more like scrolling issues here.
Mm-hmm. It's a great
Additional
call out key.
map keys. Really kind of over redoing the navigation as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Okay.
Cleaning up a lot of this stuff for a lot of our call outs and marketing pages. We didn't really have as much going on. And I think that this still needs quite a bit of work. Community page, similar treatment, bringing this up, cleaning that up more, like more color. Um, so just
yeah.
tightening things up a bit. I think one of the issues with a lot of newer design methodologies is something that we're really kind of chasing right now is, okay, staying modern, yet also fitting in with a community-based aesthetic. Like, we're not trying to be some cold B2B business. So those are the things that I'm currently reframing, but just overall light touches to kind of make sure that this looks posh. To some degree, it looks clean, and honestly, was getting tired of looking at the old.
It hasn't been updated in a while, So yeah.
So first go at it. Like, you can see, we have some rendering delays here on some of the map points. Larger overlays are getting caught up. We did add in the density interface. That's going to be tied into the existing app infra for how we're actually populating and creating rooms. So all of that stuff needs to get ported over to web now, as far as feature.
Yeah,
And
because
so,
we added features over there that we don't even have over here now, right? Which is pretty,
exactly.
yeah. Usually it's the opposite.
Yeah, yeah, that's the opposite. So all that stuff needs to get ported over here,
Yeah.
and go from there. But beyond that, data quality is always a constant thing that I'm running through. That was a huge swath. You know, all of our bug fixes kind of across mobile, those are the main kind of points of declaration. So I'm pretty happy with the result. They just have a little bit of polish definitely on the web, but I had plenty of time to do that in preparation for, you know, whatever final bugs that we catch here in the next, probably, I imagine, 3 more builds before we start pushing. So that's my update.
3 more builds on the web.
Oh no, on mobile.
On the app.
Yeah, I'd say like conservatively, it might be 1 or 2.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in there, you know, a lot. So there's not a lot. You know, I appreciate everybody else getting in there just because, you know, I might have missed a button, or like, you know, everybody's phone is different too, and settings, and like, you know what I mean? So it like just helps with the different, as we found out on one of the things we were testing, right? So um, the rooms are the coolest part of the a whole app, I feel like, though, honestly. I love the rooms, the table, all that. So yeah, app submission could be next week, really, in all reality. So that's awesome. Yeah, that's super exciting. You know, I was like reading about like how like platforms really took off once they created an app, you know, like that were web, and then like moved to app, and then like it just completely took off, you know, because you just you'll be able to get into the Apple download, the Google download, you'll start getting, you know, if things start pick up, you start trending, so on and so forth, right? So and people tend to trust apps more, from what I've been reading, you know. So, and then they'll use the website to like verify the app, almost like that the companies have a website, and then that like builds confidence, right? So,
You think that's got anything to do with most people do most of their work on their phones now?
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like going that even further that way, you know. I think it's, now we'll see with the Apple Neo, like if like there's like a little shift in like compute, you know, laptops and stuff. But I mean, that's almost an iPhone basically, and just larger phone anyway. So it has apps and everything else. You know what I mean? So, yeah, very, it's really exciting though. Really exciting. We've done I appreciate you mentioned your work, but it's like it's insane how much building and how quick you're doing it, and just, you know, just banging it out after testing, and you know, we're like, and you kind of said it, it's only cosmetic stuff we're doing at this point. I'd say functionality wise, the app basically works at 100%. You know what I mean? It's really just clean up how this looks here. This should go here. You know what I mean? But so we're there. We can pretty much launch. I mean, they always say it doesn't have to be perfect, you know. So let's get it launched.
Get it out there.
That's right. That's right. So very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. 9 builds this week though. 9 builds pushed out to do app testing. So good stuff.
Crazy integration.
Yeah. And like you said, final validation, prepare for production. So that's awesome stuff. Garrick, why don't you jump into your investor and strategic pipeline Not to tell you what to do, obviously, sir.
Well, thank you for that intro, Joseph. No, actually, everyone has it in front of them, so we're gonna just run up and down this real quick. I'm not gonna mention any names. The first meeting did happen this past Monday. It was constructive to a degree. What we have all talked about, I believe, until as I'm continuing to have these conversations, I believe this is going to be one of the challenges is our people don't understand technology that well. This is a super successful man. He and I, we had a chance to talk about a lot of the things that he has going on, and from a person who's been involved in real estate and financing real estate, he's a really sharp guy. But as we were talking about it, his takeaway was, and I was leaning into the brother. I want everybody to make sure we clear about that. His takeaway was, I don't really know how I can help you. I don't know really anything about technology. And so we had that conversation. So it resided to a point we're going to continue to speak about his network more so than just himself. So it was productive to a degree. It was a little disappointing, but at the same time, it was an opportunity to learn a little bit. I think that, again, this is rearing its ugly head. There's not enough of us that understand what this is or what technology is. And as we continue to build with it, I just got to make sure we're being clear about this. Mr. Myers and I we have continued through our connect, Mr. Fulton, we have continued to reach out to one another. We just haven't had a chance to speak. That's not going to stop. We're going to continue. I want to speak with this gentleman. I think that, just from the recommendation that's been given, I feel like he's going to pay some dividends in some way. So I'm excited about that. Mr. The next name there, Reengaged, high value incoming meeting. This is the gentleman who does take action very quickly. I called him earlier, late last week. He and I had a chance to speak. He's got some pretty serious things going on. He's in the middle of a trial right now. They're suing some people. And but he understood and has understood from the very beginning what this is. And he's an advocate. And so he reached out to me to have me do one thing to make sure I was available through a particular app so that we could have a different conversation. He wants to link like 4 people that he feels like are going to be productive for us. He hasn't brought anyone yet to the table that has not had value in some way, shape, or form. So let's just see. I feel good about that one. I had a chance I did a video tour, had a chance with my 2 family members a couple of days ago, and they're very clear about what we're doing, and they're going to be, each of these people are fairly higher up in their sororities, and my cousin who's in his fraternity. And I think that this is just going to be a matter of a network that gets us a little closer to some people that might be involved in technology. We're going to see. It's just going to be, filling out, having these conversations. So I feel fairly confident that my people understand what this is well enough to not waste our time or not link us with, or try and align us with someone that's, on a different page. So we'll see how that works, and I feel confident about that. The next name, this was a lady who had committed to being on the Black Bank that Joe and I had been working on previously. She apparently has sold her business, and she's looking for some different opportunities. And we hope to be a part of that. She has great value in a lot of ways. Really smart business lady, and I feel fairly confident about that. She has been on board from the very beginning with the ecosystem that we're trying to create, and I don't think that that's going to change.
She met with us for like 8 months weekly, talking about that bank. You know what I mean? So, she agreed to be on the board, the whole bit, right? So, that was good look.
She was actually one of the few that had her money ready. She was ready to go.
That's right.
So I feel good about it. We'll see. It's a little early, but
Yeah, no,
The-
that's all good. Just
that's
that's what
correct.
you're doing, right? Just getting in the networks and talking to people, and you know what I mean. I mean, that's what it is. So
So I mean, that's exactly what it comes down to. Otherwise, we're back to the VCs, right? Or we're back to, just
mhm. Mhm.
negotiating, equity.
Yeah, and
We
honestly,
don't
we're
want to
not
do that
there
anymore.
anymore. Like
That's
where
correct.
we're the website's up, the app's almost launched. Like we probably only need like another month to finish the business side. The way Zach be coding everything, you know what I mean? So I mean, like,
Everything has changed. You see, exactly like, hold on, What? See,
It's possible, but you know,
no, I just say a lot of the
it's
framework's already there. Okay, so
correct. The testing and the integration work is the biggest bit,
mhm.
specifically around a lot of the AI based tooling. And
Yeah,
so function cool calling, the API is ready for a lot of that, but there's a lot of UX stuff that needs to be getting
yeah,
cleaned up.
because there. I mean, there's gonna. I mean, this. I mean, the business side is why we're all here. People don't even realize that, right? Like we created this community. We did all this with the website and the app. We basically need to create the community for the businesses, right? There's no real one place on the web where consumers and black consumers and black businesses live. You know what I
that's
mean?
correct.
All in one place, right?
Not nationwide. It might be
And
something.
then adding to that, which is really the core business of what we're doing and why we get what Garrick and I kind of started out doing was building an accounting software and just a complete ERP, a basic brain for black businesses, right? That handles inventory, accounting, uh, um, profit and loss statements, all the different things you'll need throughout a business, right? Looking at your social media, like it's insane what the business side does, right? And
That's
then
correct.
brings it so we basically can integrate multiple connections. I think the last update you had like hundreds of connections, Zach. So multiple connections can be integrated and then have an interface that just brings that all into one platform. So from a business
Unless
standpoint, that's insane.
that's correct.
Yeah,
And I don't think people understand the repercussions and the reverberations that'll be had from that, right? Will be felt from that. It doesn't exist. And exactly what I was talking about a little earlier, we gotta approach it that way. Like
hmm
this is gonna take some conscious decision making to go to our site, to look, to support your people. And
that's right.
I feel like what 48 million of us in America, roughly 40 to 50 million. I feel like there's 2 to 3 million people that are actively looking to do that right now. And I might be grossly understating that. I hope I am. I pray to God I am. But we'll see. And we're going to continue to
Yeah,
present it in front of them. So yeah. It'll be in front of them here shortly. So the last two pieces there with the institutional, I'm meeting with John C. Smith again tomorrow. I have a very clear agenda with that. So Zach, Joe, Key, I'll be following up with each of you to, see whether or not there's any value in, this next conversation. But we'll go from there. I know from a marketing standpoint, social media standpoint, we definitely are going to benefit from some of those minds. And A&T called me earlier Tuesday, and I was unavailable. I got their message, and I called them back yesterday, and we haven't touched base again. So that's good. We'll get Winston-Salem on board. Central is going next. And I wanted to see just kind of how this flushed out with John C. Smith right here in our city. So feel great about that. Listen, this has been an exciting week in a lot of ways. Like for the first time in a decent while, it feels like people are receiving what this is, or maybe I'm reaching different people and having different conversations. But this is, I guess I never lost hope or never lose hope, and we know that this is going to happen. So it's just a matter of continuing to communicate what this is to our people, and There's enough of us. They understand what this is.
Yeah, then the
I
app launch will be great. I think a great
agree.
catalyst for
I agree.
what we're trying to do, and we're already building a lot of
App launches.
momentum.
That's correct. It's going to be huge. And I was talking when I was talking to my family the other night. I was like, listen, I got to start going to our channels, right? And for everybody out there watching us who's with us now, please, by all means, go to We Are Black America on YouTube and TikTok and all of the platforms that we're across. Support us. Let's start.
Yeah, great call out.
Yeah.
Thanks, Garrett. Yeah, we could segue right into your update if you want, Keith.
Get to unmute myself. Oh my god. It was so long. Literally. Okay. So speaking of like social media and stuff like that, with the app coming out, we will be shifting gears to talking more about the app and hinting at it on our social media platforms. Really big on that, going to be on TikTok and YouTube, because that's where most of our engagement comes from. I mean, Instagram we get a little bit of engagement. Facebook we've been getting a couple hits, but none of our posts have been getting any hits. So it's going to be more along the lines of shorts and reels that will hopefully start getting some more people to come to our onto our website and onto our app. We had a new post today on our TikTok and YouTube Shorts about the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre. You know, with the whole like Black Wall Street thing. You know, and it really shows you how far behind we are from things like that happen. You know, like just wiping out an entire city off the face of the map. You know, just terrible shit that was happening. Excuse my French. Because terrible things are happening during those times, and there are people that were arguing with me in the comments and saying that I was lying. It's like
about what?
About Tulsa, Oklahoma. You know, about Black Wall Street, about how it's been written in history and in songs, and it's at the library. It's all over the internet. You know, this happened back in the 1800s, and people just don't believe like it happened. What's up, Zach?
They might be just trolling you, man.
Of course they're trolling. Like, like, and other people started jumping in and also just like going off on them. Like, what the hell do you mean? Like, we're lying, you know? But you do get a lot of hecklers on there when it comes to like, you know, Black history and things. Like, people just refuse to believe that this happened. Either they're trolling or they absolutely just don't know. I have run across a couple of people that said that they never knew like this information was out there. Like, for instance, like redlining was another one of our topics that happened earlier this week.
That was an excellent piece. I love that.
Yeah, 100%, Keith.
Perfectly. I love that one.
Yeah,
I went through all your comments for like the last like 30 YouTube posts the other day. Like, I just went through all the comments and like just was seeing what people were commenting and stuff. There's a lot of people that are appreciative of what you're posting.
yeah,
And it shows by, you know, just since I mentioned it the other day, we grew our YouTube subscriber list to 427 now. You know what I mean? Our YouTube subscriber list continues to grow. Like, that one you just posted already has 1,000 views.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
almost 100
it's
likes.
good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're getting good engagement, and that's why our community is growing that way. Now it needs to transfer to the app and the website, right? But as far as downloads and use, but I think that's all gonna organically happen here. That's what we're trying to do, build an organic community with this, right? So this is awesome stuff. You're doing great stuff with that.
Exactly. As long as people like, really truly enjoy the content, like what's going on, they'll just naturally move over to like the We Are Black America.
I agree.
app.
Like, what are they doing over here? Like, yeah, like, what do they keep posting this? What's going on? You
Yeah,
know, like,
they'll gain
yeah.
some sentience and want to move over and see what the heck I'm even talking about. And that's not even our blogs yet. Like, no one's even seen our blogs yet. Like, our full like breakdowns of how these things happened and how they affected like everything that we do today. You know,
right.
How like Wells Fargo just refused. What was it that it's like a huge thing that Wells Fargo did back in the day, where they lent out to
Collateralized slaves.
Pretty much, they lent out to like black families and people that were like down their luck and stuff like that, and lent them out like these terrible loans. And those
Oh, I
loans,
just watched that one the other day.
yeah,
Is that the one that only 2 black people got the loans? Is that out of like
it, it's
30,000
that's the
or something
GI
like
one.
that?
That
Something.
was
Oh,
that
that
was
was
a
the GI
veteran.
one.
GI Bill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
Okay.
they came down from Vietnam, they came back to the United States. And they were looking for homes, and they wouldn't get anything. Like they'd be ass out of luck, you know. But every white person that applied for a loan was getting whatever they got. They got whatever they wanted immediately. So people were just we were forced into going to places like the projects or like the apartment complexes or like the ghetto because those were the only places that would accept us. You know,
Hmm.
Wells Fargo was really bad because they were giving out shitty loans. Like they were giving
Hmm.
out loans that they knew that the people would fail. They were destined to fail. And when they failed, they were like, "Oh no, who could have saw that coming? That sucks." Anyways, you're on your own now. But they made their money,
People
and
don't pay your bills.
yeah, and then they didn't get any backlash for it. Nothing.
So, where would the backlash come from?
Us, or not even just us.
That's
Like it was supposed to be the government, getting on them and cracking down on that kind of stuff. But instead, they just said, "Oh well."
Well,
And
yeah,
kept
they
pushing.
probably fined them. You know what I mean? And like a fine to a huge company is
Yeah,
nothing.
what's
You know
that?
what I mean?
Like Capital One gets a
Like, yeah,
fine like every other freaking week
right.
nowadays. Like three hundred
That's
and
right.
fifty million dollar lawsuit that just went down like this week. Another one after their data
But
data breach.
but you said it, like it's the consumers that have to like hold these companies accountable. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like the consumers have to take like this, like we can't just be like blind now, to like what companies are doing. Like it should matter where how a company spends its money. If you're gonna support a company, you know what I mean? Like you should kind of know what's going on, right? So
exactly.
um oh yeah, great stuff.
Well,
Keep it coming, Key. All that stuff because I love that stuff.
yeah.
Honestly,
Let's just move on. Yeah.
Garrett, go ahead, man. Go talk. Speak
What
your
are
truth,
you gonna
Garrett.
say?
Come on.
It's a little much. And I know we have an agenda, and we're already 30 minutes in. It's just what I was mentioning earlier, the conditioning, right? It's just when we talk about the repercussions, this is why what we're doing is so important. It's because there was nowhere else to go. There was no other choices that we had as a community. You dealt with the people that were right around in your area, or you dealt with no one. All of the inner cities have been, infiltrated with different cultures and everything. Our same blocks. We don't own anything. There's never been any backlash with who holds these people accountable here in this country. How does this work? To this day, I mean, look abroad. The powers that be, whoever has the biggest stick makes the rules, I guess, and that's how it's been here for us. But for the first time, black people are. This is why this is so important. For the first time, we don't have to. You have choices. You can, you may have to run down to your Walmart or your Amazon to do. I'm sorry, or your Walmart or Food Line, whatever the case, wherever you have to go to get whatever you need to get. There might be some areas where we aren't able to fill that need, but for the most part, we've never had a chance to do this with each other. Some of these things that we've thought, the way that we've acted towards one another, this is the reason why we stay in this position. They've taught us to not love, and that's what we're.
Yeah, they pit us against each other
That's
because they
correct.
know that we've become our biggest enemy. Then we will never grow.
That's correct. Disconnection. Some
Go
of these.
forward through community. That's how you do it. But
Yeah.
my update,
Waba.
Waba, back to We Are Black America. Back to our job.
That's
Um,
correct.
what my update is that we're going to be pushing more for sign up and engagement on our site through social media. We are also going to be using different agents or different LLMs to produce the content because for the longest we've been just using like OpenAI, and that's cool. But there's like a whole other world of like AI that's out there, and OpenAI is literally just the beginning. So our next I want to say the next iteration of videos that are coming out will be utilizing Moonshot Kimmy K2, Kimmy K 2.5, which is wildly smarter, way more unique than OpenAI. And it will show. Like for instance, our last post that we made, the title for that one was "You should be pissed," and then it went on. Everything else that was made with OpenAI was just like a basic ass title. Which is probably why this video has gotten so much more engagement than our last ones.
Interesting. Yeah. It went right away. So,
yeah,
yeah.
Like literally within the hour, we already had 400 views.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how much of a difference like just the title makes. What's up, Garrett?
So going forward, let's be a little intentional about mixing it up. Let's get a little controversial with some of these things. Why not?
On that Kimmy K2 model, I think it's pretty close to Frontier as an open source open weight model. It's pretty close to Frontier. I think they're comparing it a lot to 4.6 Opus.
Really? Yeah. And they just dropped 2.6 recently. That one's expensive as hell, and I haven't touched that one yet. So, but 2.5 is.
I think you're looking at like a 3 trillion parameter model. So
yeah,
pretty crazy.
Yeah. So, and still avoiding Claude because Claude's API tokens are insane. Using their credits, it's wild. Qwen is also pretty good. I'm using Qwen 3 for a lot of the brains or like just the stricter things. Kimmy is more for imaginative, just cooler shit, and then Qwen is just like, all right, this is real shit time. This is strict time. Be strict about it. Keeping our sampling temperature low for Qwen, that way whenever we have posts, and just like if it's a grade, if we're using grades or anything like that, like I'm doing with one of our flows, to make sure that our videos and like our content is just up to par for what we want. I definitely use Qwen for those things, but like imagination and stuff like that, definitely Kimmy. And there's still more AI models out there. So, one day I might end up switching over to Minimax, or I'll switch over to something entirely different. Who knows?
Composer is very underrated. That's Cursor's native model, Composer 2.
Has anybody tried the new image model from Chat GPT?
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah. That one's really good, actually.
Yeah, it like really improved. Yeah. We're making great momentum, right? Like that's what we've talked about during this call, right? The app is nearing launch. Zach's tired. Okay, he did a lot of building. No, like our builds are being pushed out like at a feverish pace. Like we're like hitting crazy benchmarks right now. Garrick, like you said, our investor outreach and the school outreach is going great, right? Like people are receptive to like what's going on, and I think the app will like again give us more validity in the space, right? And then Key, you just talked about it, like our content engine, like it's growing daily at this point. You know what I mean? Like I just checked it like the other day, and it was at 402. You know what I mean? So you obviously probably got like 20 subscribers today. So awesome stuff. So next week we focus on finalizing the app and submitting. That's our goal next week, submitting app, right? Getting all the testing done. We can't make it perfect. Okay. Like let's like fix the next few things. And like I said, functionality, we're good. Like let's get out there. We're making investor conversations, keep those going, Garrick. Continuing better quality with this stuff that we're posting to YouTube now, like this live meeting, right? Like you kind of touched on it, Garrick, but we had a technical issue last week, and we want to bring high quality audio and video and visuals to these meetings. But as you can see, we're not an AI company. We're a live company doing this right in front of you. Okay. So there's going to be technical difficulties. There's going to be little things that happen, right? That we're figuring out on the fly, right? continue so content, create, like the changes you talked about, tightening all that up, and just getting our quality, like we're good. So, Garrick, you want to close us out for the day?
We appreciate how much we appreciate you all showing up again for us, right? Listening to what we have to say and being open to what we're building together, right? So just for everyone out there, tell someone, talk to your family, talk to your friends. Let's make this a movement. Stay connected with us, stay engaged with us, and definitely stay ready. This is here now. So much love to you all. Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here next week.
Yeah, like, subscribe, share, follow, all that.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, y'all.